did a special little video presentation, and I thought I would talk about how Brisbane Lions was created. Now, some people might think it's about slapping a few different pieces on the board, but that's not actually true. It's actually a long and progressed timeline of doing lots of little things along the way and making sure that everything is right in the end. Now, I got the domain name of Brisbane Lions United probably about the end of 2006, actually. And it took me about a year and a half to sort of, get up the courage to actually create something from it. There was like a test example board of it that I made probably about a year or two ago, but it wasn't very successful, so I didn't know many supporters back then. But now I know lots and lots of different supporters in different players and areas, which is pretty good. Now, in March of this year, I decided to seriously look at what was needed for the form board, and I asked myself a few questions. I had to look at if there was a need for the form board. Now, basically, what I thought was needed was just a form board for the Lions supporters that they can go to. Now, when I looked at if there was a need for one, there was, because there were no other sites that were actually dedicated to the Lions in a full website, because there was too many AFL sites out there and stuff like that. So that was a difficult thing about that. The next part was deciding, was there any other sites out there, such as competition. It's all good and well to release a new website, but there could be 10 or 12 different sites out there that are dedicated to the Lions in some point. For example, there are hundreds to thousands of websites based on gaming, and gaming is a very saturated area in form boards, and the problem is many of them fail because there's too many big ones out there and the competition is very, very entrenched and deep. And what I saw with the Lions was that there was completely no competition in those sort of respects. For a full-size form board that was dedicated just to the one team, there wasn't really anything out there. In terms of any other competition, probably BigFooty.com is one. However, as you can see, the Brisbane Lions board there is actually very small. It's only just one board out of probably 80 to 100 boards altogether. And they don't actually focus on the Lions too much. It's just, part of the machine that they have there that Big Internet Group has created with BigFooty.com. So after that I saw that there was a need for it and the competition was pretty low, and I decided that it was time to actually create something in terms of a form board for members to use. So I guess the first question is really when I knew that there was no competition, there was a great need for a Brisbane Lions form board out there. Was there actually support out there? Now, looking at our membership, there's about, let's just say, 24,000 members. And who knows, there could be another 30,000, 40,000 supporters who don't pay membership, who just follow the team from time to time, bandwagoners and your hardcore supporters and the occasional stalker. But, the support is quite great in Brisbane and in Melbourne. The situation with the form board now is quite unique, as we actually have members in different states, meaning that we can actually promote the form board at the matches pretty much in all 22 rounds, which is quite good. We have about 3 or 4 members in Queensland, we have 2 or 3 in Adelaide, we have 1 in Tasmania, we have 1 in Canberra, this guy, and we might have 1 in Western Australia. I'm not too sure about that one. But I don't believe we have any in New South Wales. I think there is 1 member, but one of our quieter members. But because I live so quite close to Sydney, that's very possible to do. And what it shows is that the form board is working exactly as it's planned. There's interstate supporters who can't meet up with members at the gather, or during match days because they live up too far away. Some people live up to 3,000 k's. And even there's overseas supporters, which is part of our plan to promote it worldwide instead of just in Australia in itself. The creation of the form board, it was originally with Simple Machines Form, then we changed to the Bulletin because I believe it was more professional and some other club sites were using the type of software. And I thought that there were certain features on it that we could use at a later point, and some of the modifications actually really good for us. The boards themselves are pretty simple, as I have some of my sheets here because I might forget. But basically it's pretty simple. There's the match day, the plum, which is a medal by the members. There's the Fitzroy and the Bears boards. And then we've got the rival clubs central, which gives us all the news of all the other clubs and that. So we actually know what's going on. And that was it. So we kept things very basic at first. And as the form board grew and more members joined up, we actually just started to expand the boards quite a lot. And basically what we did, as the more members came and as time went on, we just tweaked boards around a little bit. And it still happens today, and will probably keep on happening for another year or two. You never know, things change all the time, and we try to improve things all the time. And I think the way things are pretty good. The board's pretty rock standard. All the news that comes in from different boards is great, and it seems to be the way it is for now.